So talking about meditating, it got me thinking about a lucid dream I was having a couple months back now at this point. And I wasn't really even going to share it because it wasn't really all that cool or amazing, but it's on topic. So I figured I would go ahead and share it here. Where I haven't tried meditating in one of my lucid dreams for a long time, like years. When I was first getting into the practice, that was something I would try to do pretty often. But, since then, it just never really crossed my mind when I was in a lucid dream to ever really try again. But right around this time, I was messaging somebody on YouTube and they were talking about meditating in lucid dreams. And it was saying how, like, he hears it's way better when you do it within a lucid dream, which most of the time it always has been for me, where, typically what would happen years ago and I would do it is I would get like this strong pulling or sucking up sensation. And, even if my eyes were closed, I would still see like some sort of lights. So it wasn't like pitch black darkness. A really like ineffable, trippy experience that's basically impossible to truly explain. But that was the general gist of what most of my meditation experiences were like when I was within a lucid dream. But this time, it was basically nothing like that. It was kind of totally different. So I was in this dream setting where it was kind of like I was playing Call of Duty, but I wasn't shooting guys. I was like jumping, kind of like Sonic the Hedgehog, and like bouncing from one bad guy to the next bad guy. So as this is going on, right, I end up getting lucid to the fact that, hey, this is weird, I must be dreaming. And then my wife was also in this dream as well. So I thought, oh, I should go find her. This is something I always try to do in my dreams. I got this like urge to go and show off to like the different dream characters around, especially if I happen to know them, right? So I go to find my wife. I wanted to show her how I could do this crazy backflip off this car that was on the road. So I go to the car, I bust this crazy backflip, almost kind of mess it up too. I remember thinking like, oh shit, I'm going to land on my head. But anyway, I end up landing it. And then it crosses my mind that, oh, hey, I was messaging somebody about trying to meditate in one of my lucid dreams. I should go ahead and give it a shot. So I, basically right at that point, ignore my wife. I just want to sit down and try to do my meditation thing. And so I remember thinking I closed my eyes, but not everything went pitch black. Not everything blacked out. I could still basically see the same dream scene. But I had this short moment of just like extreme stillness, which is, again, not like my previous experiences when I was trying to meditate in the dreams. Lasted super short. We're talking like seconds of this. And then I could feel the dream starting to break down. So I was going to try to come out of it and like re-solidify the dream. So I was going to like run my hand across the ground where I was sitting. Didn't get to do that. End up waking up. So I'm just lying in bed at this point, replaying the dream back in my head so I can remember it to dream journal after I go ahead and wake up. Then I end up falling back asleep and I enter into another dream where I didn't have a wild, but I figured out pretty quickly after being in this next dream that I was dreaming again and got lucid, where I was like I was in this city again. I'm jumping from like rooftop to rooftop and there's this thing chasing me in the back. And it wasn't a scary vibe. It was more of like a fun video game like vibe again. So as I'm doing that, I get lucid to the fact and I realize I'm holding this toy AC or this toy mech in my hand. AC, like Armored Core anyway, another game I've been playing a whole bunch. So I think, oh, great, I should go transform into this mech and then fight back against whatever's chasing me. So I go ahead, I leap off the building. I intend to transform into this mech. Yes, Catman. It ends up splitting in half, and then it starts forming around me. But then when it did that, it ended up going into third person, and I typically don't like going into third person. I didn't intend for that to happen, because whenever that happens, there's a big, like the physical sensations that go around with me flying and zooming around drops off a lot when I'm in third person. But anyway, it changes. I go try and find this thing chasing me. It's like this big mech kaiju looking thing. As I'm fighting back against it, I end up getting pretty much wrapped up in the whole fight of it and the video game feel of it. End up losing my lucidity, and that's basically the end of that. But nonetheless, kind of a random one there. But yes, meditating in lucid dreams is pretty awesome, and it is definitely a different experience than you get meditating in waking life. But something fun to try out. I should go ahead and give it a try again and see what happens next time, I guess. If I do, I'll go ahead and share it. Oh, and another one I thought I should share too. This is another kind of a lame lucid dream thinking about it, but I tried asking my lucid dream if UFOs are real, because I was watching the TMZ UFO documentary on Tubi they have out now. So I don't know. Maybe I'll share that next. But anyway, until then, keep the lucid dream practice legit.